Brothers and sisters, our union deserves leadership that listens, that leads with integrity, and that puts dues-paying members first and foremost. Not leadership that feels entitled or is disconnected from the people who are actually doing the work. My name is Dan Sulivan. I'm the current International Vice President for the Great Lakes area, and I'm running for International President. I believe leadership is a privilege, not a title, and definitely not an entitlement. Leadership must be earned through trust, through proven service, and through character. I am more than capable to do the job, and I'm willing and able to put in the work required to earn your trust. Like many of you, I started at the bottom and alone. Nothing was ever handed to me. Every step of my career was earned. In 1995, after graduating from Portage High School in Portage, Indiana, I enlisted in the United States Navy. I served and deployed with Naval Mobile Construction Battalion 1 in Gulfport, Mississippi, the first and the finest. That experience taught me what real leadership looked like. It taught teamwork, it taught me accountability, and it taught me how to lead under pressure when others are counting on me the most. Above all else, the Seabees taught me how to pay attention to details when my life depended on it, because sometimes it does. They also taught me and instilled the Seabee can-do mindset in which I still carry on to this day. In 2002, I answered a newspaper ad for Boilermakers Local 374 looking for welders. That ad led me to R.M. Schaefer, a NIPSCO power generation station in Wheatfield, Indiana. I had to take a make-or-break 6G tube test during a spring boiler outage. I passed the test, which earned me a spot on top of the apprentice application list. I was later indentured in the fall of 2002 into the apprenticeship program. From there, I worked my way up in the field. I graduated from the apprenticeship program in 2006 when I became a journeyman. Soon after that, I served as a job steward, and then I passed my certified weld inspector's exam, then moved on to QA/QC. From there, I moved up to foreman, then general foreman, then superintendent, and ultimately general superintendent. All of those roles taught me how our work is secured, how our jurisdiction is protected, and how putting the right people in the right places creates opportunity. My leadership in the field helped generate hundreds of thousands, possibly millions of man hours for our brothers and sisters in Local 374 and for the tribals who helped staff those projects. For nearly 20 years, because of the support of Local 374's membership, I served in multiple elected roles. I've never been a fan of appointments. I was elected as Inspector, Sergeant at Arms, Vice President, and Business Manager, Secretary Treasurer. Nearly 2 decades as an elected officer in one of the largest contributing locals in our organization. I represented both ISO and CSO members, which taught me to understand their differences and their diverse needs. During my 7 years as business manager, secretary, treasurer, with the help of our assistant business managers and the hard work of our members, Local 374 secured work in 24 new facilities we'd never worked in before. That growth strengthened our footprint, it grew our market share, and it expanded opportunity for our members and those travelers who regularly help staff that work. Now, let me be clear, those successes weren't all mine. They belong to the membership, to the assistant business managers, to the apprenticeship instructors, and to the men and women who showed up every day for the union and put in the work. Real leadership means putting egos aside, surrounding yourself with good people, and empowering them, trusting them to do their jobs, and helping them succeed. I'm not the smartest guy in the room, but I am smart enough to know who is. Throughout my life as an athlete, in the military, in the trade, and in my community, I've been surrounded by some great leaders. Real leadership starts with listening first. Nobody in an organization is looking to buy any snake oil. We need good listeners. Leadership means taking members seriously, carrying their message forward, finding real solutions, and telling the truth even when it's hard. I hold an associate's degree in applied science Boilermaker technology, and in 2024 I graduated from the Harvard Trade Union Program, an executive education program for executives and labor leaders. I've played and coached sports for nearly 44 years combined. I'm a team player to the core. Titles have never impressed me, results do. Today I serve as the International Vice President of the Great Lakes area, but the title itself isn't the accomplishment. My only reward is knowing that what I'm doing is right for the members and not just for myself, or not for an inner circle who's clung on to the status quo with eyes wide shut. We all know the Boilermakers are facing serious legal and internal challenges right now. These problems didn't happen overnight. They're a result of horrible leadership failures and structural weaknesses that still exist today. For decades, members' money was squandered on luxury travel, golf excursions, fine dining, and excess, while the high-ranking insiders chose silence, including the incumbent, International President Tim Simmons. He chose comfort over courage, and loyalty to the certain individuals over loyalty to you, the members. Now we're at a fork in the road. We can continue down the same path with the same culture from the Jones era, or we could change course. If I'm elected, you will see immediate, meaningful changes on how our organization is structured and operates. There will be no more do as I say, not as I do. You'll see real checks and balances. You'll see real financial transparency, real answers to real questions, and leadership that is accountable every single day, not just during an election cycle, which should insult your intelligence. This isn't a campaign speech. This is for the record. This is about rescuing ourselves from years of dereliction and abuse. I didn't start in an office. I didn't start in an executive council. And I sure as hell didn't start as an appointed yes man for Newton Jones or his enterprise. I started in the weld shop just like many of you. I heard the rumors, I heard the horror stories, and I heard what the old timers were saying in the brake shack. And as I moved up, those rumors became reality. And by the time I became business manager in 2017, I saw it firsthand with my own eyes. And it pissed me off then, and it still pisses me off today. I seen greed, entitlement, I seen lies, manipulation, intimidation. I saw the lavish spending, the alcohol-fueled conferences and conventions, and the leadership ruling by fear instead of by example. And I clearly saw the incompetence. It was all just justified as that's how things were done. When the Jones federal investigation became public, I asked questions because that's what a leader should do. I was stonewalled. I was ignored. I was told it was a witch hunt, and eventually I was just cut off completely. At the federal hearings, I supported the legal process, not the side of the current IEC, because no one is above the Constitution. That made me a problem. Later, when I was unanimously elected International Vice President to the Great Lakes area, some believed I could be contained. They were wrong. They were dead wrong. When silence was demanded after admissions of impending indictments by Warren Fairley and Kathy Stapp, I refused. When democracy was bypassed by the current IEC, excluding myself, and another appointed president, Tim Simmons, was installed, without your voice or your vote, I voted no for you. When I was told to resign or face Article 17 charges by the IEC for telling others that both Fairley and Stapp admitted that they were listed as part of the Jones enterprise and were soon going to be indicted, I stood my ground. Because democracy doesn't disappear just because it's inconvenient. Let me be clear. I was not part of the Jones enterprise. I was not appointed into it. I did not protect it. I didn't benefit from it, and I will not cover for those officers who failed our entire organization and participated in it. This campaign exists to restore trust and solidarity. I've chosen to put it all on the line and do what I've always done, and that's fight for the rights and the well-being of the brothers and sisters who aren't in the room to fight for themselves. Together we can break the cycle of fear, manipulation, forced silence, retaliation, insiders protecting insiders, and we could build a union that works for its members, not one that exploits them. I'm a new breed of leadership, and if elected, I will break the cycle. I don't sell snake oil, and I'm not all talk. I lead by example, I own my decisions, and I empower others around me. If I say I'm going to do something, I do it. My loyalty has always been and always will be to this membership. If you believe our union deserves better, if you believe accountability is not an option, and if you believe leadership must be earned and not appointed, then I'm asking for your support. My name is Dan Sulivan, and this is my official campaign announcement for International President. This is not about power, it's about accountability. And this is just the beginning.